The African National Congress is gripped with tensions tonight, with deep divides threatening to shake this ruling party to its roots. In a surprising development, former Secretary-General of the African National Congress, Ace Magashule, is said to have made a direct challenge to President Cyril Ramaphosa, asking him to immediately resign. Ace Magashule went on to call on other members of his party to defy Ramaphosa. This internal party conflict has created ripples among politicians and has led to urgent meetings being held across the country as individuals within this party struggle to evaluate the future that lies ahead of them. Prior to analyzing and understanding of the scope of this internal conflict that exists within this political party, it is advised that the viewer subscribe to the channel for information regarding the political world that exists outside of this channel's scope. Inside the ANC headquarters, commonly referred to as Luthuli House, what appears to be taking place has been described by veterans of the ANC who have long served in its ranks as being this aggressive inside struggle against Ramaphosa since the emergence of these strong factions of power that now characterize ANC politics. A man known for his outspoken nature allegedly asked Ramaphosa to step down since his leadership threatened this movement, this organization, and this revolutionary legacy that it purports to advance. According to sources, the message was couched in no courtesy message, no ambivalence message, and no negotiation message. It was in fact a clear-cut political ultimatum that left everyone from the Ramaphosa camp stunned. This conflict between the two prominent members has been developing for a long period. The tensions have been stirred up due to factional politics, ideological disputes, and mutual accusations made in the press and within the ANC ranks. The opposition believes that a faction is represented by Magashule, who regards Ramaphosa's presidency as inefficient and alien to the country. The supporters think that the ANC has abandoned its liberation ideology and that Ramaphosa's presidency has widened the divisions within the party instead of healing them. However, Ramaphosa's allies disagree and see Magashule as a destabilizing factor in the party, as he is accused of dismantling structures of collectivized leadership and seeking to consolidate his power within the party. Although these ideological differences have been around for a period of time, this ultimatum is the first time that this conflict has openly spilled out into a direct confrontation. After Magashule's alleged demand, Ramaphosa allegedly engaged in a sequence of close consultations with some of the most trusted members of his administration. Sources close to the Reserve Bank have claimed that his initial response was one of shock, not necessarily over the statement, but over the timing of the statement, which was close to the time of the internal elections in the organization, policy conferences, and the pressure he was also facing from the opposition parties. What has shocked onlookers the most, however, is the calculated silence that has been maintained by Ramaphosa. There have been no public statements, no retorts, nor any back-channel communication that has come into the public domain except mere silence. Off-stage, Ramaphosa's camp is said to be working on defensive strategies, utilizing branch structures, and building a database in readiness for possible escalated conflict. When Magashule threatened to make Ramaphosa resign or face the consequences, the implication was apparently not just symbolic. The possible implications of this might include a rebellion within the movement on a mass scale, the release of certain information tainted by Ramaphosa's leadership in the presidency, as well as a struggle in the region that might reduce Ramaphosa's power at decisive ANC meetings, said sources from Ramaphosa's opposing faction in the ANC. The Ramaphosa faction supporters have already started rallying in different provinces, calling Ramaphosa's leadership dangerous and unstable. This goes beyond normal political posturing. This is a well-thought-out plan. There are also implications here of branch-level turmoil, calls during speeches, or even a formal proposal calling for Ramaphosa's resignation from the position of ANC president. Although the ANC has struggled through tough times before, this is one fight that seems to have started on a confrontational and unyielding note. While rumors are being circulated throughout the political environment, senior leaders in the ANC, past and current, express increasing worry that this division might cause a split in the party for a second time. Within memory, a split in 2008 created a new party, COPE, and another split in 2013 resulted in the emergence of a new radical political movement in South Africa in the form of EFF. This situation, however, is considered even more threatening. This is because the struggle is taking place within the highest ranks of the leadership and is involving individuals who have huge support bases within different provinces. If the deadlock is escalated, the threat may result in something worse than any other split that has happened before then. Concerns are being raised regarding massive pullout from the party programs, and even outright hostility between different groups might arise. The response in the general public has been widely polarized. While some communities regard Magashule's position as long overdue, as he is the only leader who dares to call out a stale presidency, others regard the ultimatum as reckless and destructive, as the president should just complete his transformation agenda. According to political observers outside the ANC, however, this fight goes beyond the leadership fight to become a fight for the identity of the ANC as an organization. What will define the next decade in terms of the identity of the ANC, whether it will become a divided organization, whether it will become more radicalized, or whether it will become an organized body? It will depend solely on the Ramaphosa leadership's reaction to the challenge by Magashule. Is President Ramaphosa going to step down? Is he going to face the battle head-on? Is he going to call for unity or reveal the battles that have long been taking place behind closed doors? One thing is clear, the ANC has entered one of the most unpredictable periods in the history of the party, and one that will have long-lasting implications for the future of the country. For continued coverage, political analysis, and inside knowledge of South Africa's fiercest struggles, viewers are asked to subscribe and connect. Expect much more to develop, and this story is hardly over yet.